And here's what might not be known about the Arch. While in high school, Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu used to earn extra money by caddying for white golfers in Johannesburg. It was at Wanderers Golf Club that he used to caddy. Newzroom Afrika's Tumi Kgasoe was at the golf club to speak to some golfers about their memories and impressions of the Arch, and she gave us this report.
This morning we're out at the Wanderers Golf Club, a golf club that is rich in history and tradition. But what makes it extra significant this morning is that this is the very golf club where Archbishop Desmond Tutu used to be a caddy, a very important job in terms of helping the golfers on the course, but also a job that is taken up by men to make a living for themselves.
Members, and every member had a caddy, and it was a nice source of income. They would come through, they would have the young ones and also old ones, and they probably earned, let's say, 2 bob. But that money in those days, that was quite a lot of money, and it fed the family for quite a few days. And a caddy job was quite sought after. And I can remember, and that was only in the 70s. Now, if you go back into the 60s, it was probably even tougher to get a caddy job.
Despite the gloomy weather and the rain today, well, a number of golfers have decided to come together and play golf today in honor of the Archbishop.
Being a member here is of course synonymous with the fact that you know that a man that has been here, walked the greens on this golf course, is now given an opportunity to be leading the world. So it also shows that being a caddy, or wherever you are, in whatever aspect of your life you're in, it's a great opportunity to actually showcase that South Africa is a country full of opportunity, and a country that shows you can be a caddy and then you can step up on the world stage and tell people about moral justice and stand up for justice. So that's the inspiration of our country. And the golf course, which we are blessed with in this country, and we have many of them, great opportunity for us to be here in memory of Archbishop Desmond Tutu.
Archbishop Desmond Tutu has been described as someone who was passionate about sport and understood sport's contribution to peace. Numerous golfers have hailed him as an inspiration.
I will remember him as joyous. When he talks, you listen to it very carefully what he says, because everything that he says means something.
He's a man of moral compass. He's a man that stood up for every bit of what our country stands for. He stood up for justice. He stood up and celebrated this country when the country needed to be celebrated. But he also stood firm and tough when the country needed to be told that we need to be firm and tough. And I think a man that has got a great legacy. I think when young generation look up and say, what is the legacy? Look at the legacy of Archbishop Desmond Tutu and look at the legacy of the late President Nelson Mandela. These are icons of our country that have put us on the world stage. Icons that are about moral justice and moral compass, which is what the world requires and needs at this point in time.
He's an icon of, in South Africa and the world. He's a very revered person. He's a very honest person. And it's such a pity that we've lost a person of that stature.
The Archbishop was a man of humanity, humility, and had a wonderful sense of humor, making conversations with him pleasant and unforgettable. But most importantly, he lived a life full of inspiration. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Tumi Kgasoe in Johannesburg.